What's up with my AP family? It's your boy LAPA coming through with another video. You guys already know what it is. You know what we're here for. Appreciate you guys tapping in. And as you can tell by that good old caption, that thumbnail, that uña, man, going from active to the other side. All the ins and outs, what I went through, things like that. And, because I think at this point, there's a lot of different opinions, active opinions, people that are just regular Joes, regular civilians' opinions, and then obviously the opinion from the dropout side, right? So my situation, a lot of you guys may not know it at this point, but a lot of you guys that do follow me do know the reason why I went to this side. So basically 13 and a half years on my prison term, I was on the Mainline. The vast majority was on a level 4, 180, several shoe turns, whatever. From anything from riots to putting in work, pegadas, to getting stabbed 12 times in a riot, everything in the county jail, all that shit. I went through a whole 15 years of madness. So I'm gonna take you back to Kern Valley State Prison, New Delano, level 4, 180. At that point, it was 13 and a half years, like I said. And I was caught up with a cellie we're doing it, man. He was a baller. He was hitting dope. He was doing all kinds of shit, right? And a lot of dudes started hating on us, whatnot. Got to the point where they wanted me to take him out, and I just wasn't gonna do that. I had just told myself my last shoe term after and I wasn't even a lifer. After doing 3 hunger strikes, 2 hunger strikes, which was the reason why the senores, the organization members, got out of the shoes. They got out from being warehoused. I participated in 2 of them, two of them hunger strikes for them dudes. And then I did another one in Pleasant Valley that had nothing to do with that. So for anybody that's ever hunger striked, people lost their lives. No, it wasn't fasting. It was straight starving yourself for the cause. And they were doing it in conjunction with Todd Asker, which I know personally. I was with him on the yard. He filed a lawsuit, short corridor, Pelican Bay. Him in conjunction with the NF, BGF, and obviously AB. In conjunction with the lawsuit that they filed against CDC and us as soldados, everybody throughout the system. I believe the last one came up to 33,000 inmates starving themselves to bring attention not only to the lawsuit but to the situation of indefinite warehousing, indefinite shoe terms. These cats were in there for 20, 30, 40 years. They were in there forever. They were validated gang members. So I was part of that. I went through all that. Matter of fact, before I left this last shoe from Corcoran to Tehachapi Shoe, and when they closed down, I was part of the last convicts in Tehachapi Shoe before they closed it all out. And I got shipped out to Kern Valley in 2016. And my point being is, like, I told myself, like, hey, that's it. I'm not a lifer. At that time, 2016, I was 4 years to the house. So I'm like, you know what? I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I had already seen the favoritism. You know what I'm saying? I had already seen the injustices, the power struggles. I had seen everything. and I still stayed strong for my neighborhood, the neighborhood that I was from Logan, Santana, Santa Ana. Long after I knew that wasn't the business anymore, I still did my last stabbing. I still did all that shit, right? So like I said, when I got to the line, that was it. So I was chilling with Lieutenant, doing my thing, programming, boom, 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 boom. And eventually, after several offers from homeboy, I ended up moving in with him. You know what I'm saying? Because, I didn't have nobody to take care of me or nothing like that. So I moved in with him. He was hitting. We were making money. Boom. We're balling. But homeboy eventually ended up getting too deep into his addiction, and everything went sideways. Now, if they would have asked me to do a pegada on the yard or anything like that, boom, 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 I would have done it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done it several times before. Ain't nothing major. At least I got a chance to get away. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, they weren't even doing stabbings at the time because the organization members weren't even trying to go back to the shoot. You know what I'm saying? So instead of putting 2 dudes with the fierro on somebody, they were just putting 3 dudes on one dude and beat the shit out of him till you can't no more. Kill him if you can, type shit. So when I say they asked me to take out my celly, they wanted me to overdose him. And I mean, that was going to be my strategy, you know what I'm saying? Which, if I would have had a crystal ball that said, and this is the unfortunate part, right? This is the survival part. If I would have had a crystal ball that said, hey, take this dude out. You're going to go to the hole for investigation for about a year, but eventually you're going to get out. Boom. No DA referral, no nothing. If they would have told me that, if God would have came down and told me that, or whoever, and for sure I wasn't going to get convicted, I would have done it. But this is no higher being taking place in here or with the situation, right? The fact of the matter is that Kern Valley at the time, unfortunately, there was this dude Joker from Southside Watts, this senor. He was doing too much. He was breaking dudes instead of making them. He was on the upper yard. I was on the lower yard with the other senor from Rancho. He had just got snatched up. He got snatched up. The moment he got snatched up, I knew it was over. Because that dude Joker had already been hitting up my celly. He was trying to tax him. And my celly was already sending his respects to Stoney and a couple other senores. So basically, there wasn't enough to go around. But this dude didn't care. So he waited until Stoney was gone, the homie from the senor from Rancho, to basically get snatched up. I'm not saying he plotted it or anything like that, but to me it's just like that's why it was to that extent, like take him out type shit. And what I did was like, you know what, I'm cool. I had already said I ain't gonna do that for a cause I don't believe in anymore, a cause that I used to believe in. So I was just like, you know what? I told my celly, like, hey, bro, they want you dead. They want you dead. You can take off on me and whatnot. Do your thing. And I knew my celly, bro, since we were kids. I knew him. We used to break dance before we were gang members. Fucking 11, 12 years old. So the Coos Cafe in Santa Ana. So I let him know, just, out of loyalty. And I still told him, like, hey, take off on me if you can, if you want. But I'm gone, bro. You know what I'm saying? We could go out here with a bang. Either way, I'm gone. Hitting the program office, and I'm outie. Now, this is the point of the story. That was just a little background. I was on A-Yard in Kern Valley State Prison, New Delano, level 4, 180, like I said. And the whole time I was there, right? Kern Valley used to be all 180. A, B, C, and D. I think it was in New Corcoran on the 180 over there, Sat F. When a little shortly thereafter, like right there actually, they flipped 2 yards, C yard and D yard in Kern Valley. They turned it SNY. By the time this happened and I went to the other side, a couple years before that, the whole time I was on A yard, I was in A yard for like about a year and a half. Actually, yeah, somewhere, almost 2 years, somewhere around there, after I got the shoe. All we kept hearing was D yard going down. Yard down, yard down. They used to put us on the yard, down on the yard, alarm, everything, and all the staff used to go run into D yard. D yard, D yard, D yard, D yard. So we all knew collectively, mentally and collectively, we knew that D yard was always cracking. And that was an SNY yard. And, you know, COs run their mouth. They come back and they say shit, what's going on, this, that, but whatever. So basically, we already knew there was SNY gang members over there. The 2-5ers, the Zapatistas, the IRs, the Northern Riders, what was it? Brother by Choice was just the white dudes and whatnot, you know? And, you know, me being on the main line, like, I'll never go over there. Hell no, I'll never go over there. And for the most part, like, a lot of dudes will stick to that. You know what I'm saying? But by that point, this is 2017. The system has already changed. Over 10 years before SNY started invading everything. So everything that used to be mainline, every single prison ended up losing yards. 1, 2, 3 yards. When we started losing whole prisons, we were like, damn, bro, this shit's over. So by the time I went to the side, there was not that many mainlines left. And my point with that is that we all knew. We were already hearing what was going on. For example, Pleasant Valley on the level 4 there, I wasn't on that yard. But when I was on B yard, on the active yard, A yard, the SNY yard, was stabbing all child molesters off the yard. That yard used to go down every day. We couldn't even walk to chow in peace because they would put us down because they needed staff support to run over there and take care of the situation. And this was in 2012, 2013, years before. And that's how, you know, little by little, incremental, we started seeing like, damn, bro, these basically all the dudes that came from the main lines, all the soldados that checked in and all that shit, whatever. And I don't say soldados like I'm praising them or not. I'm just saying they're motherfuckers put in work. Went to the other side, joined whatever gangs. That's what I assumed, that they went to the side, joined a gang, and those are the fools. Okay, got to D yard, yeah. They had 5 and 6 block completely separated from the regular dudes that checked in. No, they would not put in any child molesters, rapists in there at all. I didn't join no SNY gang when I went to that side. I stood on my own 2 feet. Got in several fights over there, one-on-ones, and that was the beauty of it. Over there, every man was by himself. If you couldn't defend yourself, man, and you couldn't handle your business, you're going to have a rough time. But the crazy part is that I did a year and a half. I got kicked out of the hole. I was in the hole for 6 months. The sergeant was trying to get me to tell who had a cell phone, who was who, this, that, blah, blah, whatever. I didn't give him shit. And everybody that knows me from this channel has vetted me. Several fucking channels have vetted me. There ain't no paperwork out there on me or nothing. You know what I'm saying? My only transgression is that I went into exile, meaning I left a bad situation because I wasn't going to catch life for a cause I no longer believed in. So 1 through 4 block, I was in 4 block. That lower yard was basically a reunion of A and B yard, which are the active yards. A and B yard were all, so we all knew each other. We all knew that we weren't rapists, child molesters, or necessarily rats. Now, there was maybe, we wouldn't know. when dudes check in, a lot of dudes tell. They get dudes' cells hit and things like that. Something I didn't do. I left with my dignity intact, and that was it. But there was dudes that did that shit, and when other dudes were from A or B yard where they were with them would come to the yard and they'll get them up or stab each other because they knew that, hey, bro, when you checked in, before I checked in, you told on me, boom, boom, and then we'll go at it. And then there was dudes, basically, Kern Valley, on D yard, on the lower yard, not the gang member side, we would handle our business depending on who our celly was. And everybody had their own cliques, not gangs. Dudes will have each other's backs, boom, 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 whatever. And I'll do a whole video on it as far as the intricacies of how it functioned and everything like that. I'm trying to just be general, as general and vague as I can, because I don't want to go too long on this video. But basically, any known rapist, child molester, or whatnot, the cops, the COs will let us know. They will straight let us know, like, hey, so-and-so is this, so-and-so has this on their jacket. And you know, the COs did it because they wanted to just see some drama. They wanted to see motherfuckers get stabbed, killed. So, you know, it was sport to them. And yeah, man, every single time, basically the yard was clean. I was surprised how clean that yard was. Basically with all the trash used to get taken off the yard. As opposed to before, a decade before, when these yards were designated for real PCs, real, like child molesters, rats, things like that. And so by the time I got to the side, and I knew this, you know what I'm saying? That's not why I did it, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't proactive, but, you know, I had a choice to make. And I no longer believe in the cause, bro. You know, I got my college degree in prison. I was already ready to get the fuck out of there and build my life, my kid, my daughter, and, you know, build a life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes that are active be like, oh, bro, you checked in, all of a sudden you do good. Or like, yeah, whatever, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, some dudes fucked up, went to the side, and they make excuses. It is what it is. That was my reason. Ain't no excuses. That's my reason. You know? So yeah, it was surprisingly a structured yard. Even more structured than the Mainline, honestly, to a certain extent, because on A yard, like I said, the dude Joker from Watts was doing too much, and a bunch of dudes were dropping kites on that cat. A lot of dudes were dropping kites on that, and that was just another step to me to be disillusioned and to not give a fuck any further. And I know actives like, hey, you know what you signed up for? The actives, right? What I used to say for years. Oh, you know what you signed up for, homie. You know, you can't let one dude fucking dictate your... I get it. It is what it is. But I had to be selfish in making my decision. I had to get the fuck out of there because I wasn't going to do the rest of my life in prison. After putting in all that work, 15 years, I'm not a lifer. And that close to home, yeah. So that being said, man, you guys be good. I'm out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.